Have you ever found yourself in the heat of an argument, wishing you could just understand what the other person truly feels or needs? Do you wonder why so much of our daily communication leads to misunderstanding, defensiveness, or even conflict? Is it possible to speak your truth honestly and still remain compassionate? What if the key to deeper connections and peaceful resolutions lies not in what you say, but how you say it? Could there be a way to transform blame, criticism, and anger into empathy, understanding, and collaboration? Are you ready to discover a method that claims to revolutionize the way we talk, listen, and relate, not just in words, but in spirit? If so, let's journey into the transformative world of nonviolent communication. Nonviolent communication, an engaging, informative summary. Nonviolent communication, NVC, offers a refreshing approach to interacting with others and ourselves. It's not just about being nice or avoiding arguments. Rather, it's a practical, step-by-step process for cultivating empathy, authenticity, and mutual respect. Let's break down its main concepts and see how they can transform our daily lives. The essence of NVC. At its core, nonviolent communication seeks to connect us with our own humanity and the humanity of others. It's about fostering a quality of connection where everyone's needs can be met through compassionate giving instead of coercion, guilt, or shame. This process is built on the belief that all human beings share the same basic needs, and that violence, whether in words or actions, is a tragic expression of unmet needs. But how do we get there? NVC suggests a four-step process: observation, feelings, needs, and requests. 1. Observing without evaluating. How often do we say things like, "You're always late," or "You never listen"? These statements blend observation with judgment, sparking defensiveness. NVC teaches us to separate what we see or hear from our interpretations or evaluations. Instead of, "You're inconsiderate for arriving late," try, "You arrived 20 minutes after the agreed time." This shift might seem small, but it lays the groundwork for honest, blame-free dialogue. By focusing on concrete observations, we avoid triggering defensiveness and keep communication clear. 2. Identifying and expressing feelings. Once we've made an observation, the next step is to connect with our feelings. Instead of defaulting to vague or accusatory language, "I feel ignored," NVC encourages us to get specific and own our emotions. "I feel frustrated and anxious when meetings start late." "I feel happy and relieved when projects finish on time." Naming our feelings without blaming others helps us get in touch with what's alive in us. It also lets others know where we truly stand. 3. Uncovering needs. Beneath every feeling, there's a need, a universal human quality or value that's either being met or unmet. Feelings don't arise in a vacuum. By identifying the need, we move beyond blame and open up to understanding. For example, "I feel frustrated because I need reliability and respect for agreements." "I feel anxious because I need clarity on expectations." When we express needs, we reveal the root of our emotions. Needs are never about what's wrong with another person. They simply reflect what matters to us as human beings. 4. Making requests. Now comes the practical step, requesting what might meet those needs. Requests are positive, doable, and stated in clear language. They're invitations, not demands. Instead of, "Stop being late," try, "Would you be willing to call me if you expect to be more than 10 minutes late?" A request leaves space for dialogue and collaboration. It's not about imposing our will, but inviting cooperation that honors everyone's needs. The power of empathy. Empathy is at the heart of NVC. It's the art of listening deeply without interrupting, analyzing, or offering advice. When someone expresses anger, pain, or frustration, the NVC approach is to listen for the underlying feelings and needs, even if the words sound like criticism. Imagine your partner says, "You never help with the chores." Instead of arguing or retreating, you might respond, "Are you feeling overwhelmed and needing more support at home?" This shift can work wonders, transforming potential fights into opportunities for deeper connection. Empathy isn't about agreeing, it's about truly hearing and understanding. Honesty without criticism. NVC doesn't just teach us to listen, it also encourages us to express ourselves honestly, but without blame or criticism. It's about saying what's true for us vulnerably and inviting understanding. For example, when the kitchen is left messy, I feel stressed because I value order and cleanliness. Would you be willing to help me clean up after dinner tonight? This honesty, coupled with empathy, fosters trust and cooperation. We no longer hide our feelings or resort to manipulation. Instead, we invite others into partnership. Transforming conflict. Conflicts are inevitable in any relationship. NVC offers a way to navigate them that preserves dignity and connection. Instead of winning or losing, the goal becomes understanding everyone's needs and finding strategies that work for all. Here's how a conflict might unfold using NVC. Person A. When you interrupt me, I feel annoyed because I need to be heard. Would you be willing to let me finish before you respond? Person B. I hear that you want to finish your thoughts. I feel impatient sometimes because I'm excited to share my ideas. I need to feel involved. Would you be willing to pause for a moment after you finish, so I know you're done? By focusing on needs, not positions, both parties can brainstorm solutions that honor everyone's humanity. The inner dialogue, self-empathy. NVC isn't just for talking to others, it's also a tool for inner peace. Self-empathy means tuning into our own feelings and needs with compassion, especially when we're self-critical. Instead of beating ourselves up, I'm so stupid for forgetting, we might say, I feel disappointed because I value reliability and competence. I need understanding and perhaps strategies to remember next time. Self-empathy breaks the cycle of guilt and shame, replacing it with curiosity and gentleness. Beyond nice, the radical nature of NVC. Nonviolent communication isn't about being passive or avoiding conflict. In fact, it's a radical act to express our needs honestly, to listen with empathy, and to seek solutions that honor everyone. It challenges cultural norms of domination, punishment, and reward. It asks us to see our common humanity, even in moments of tension. NVC's principles can be applied anywhere: families, schools, workplaces, even international negotiations. The goal is not perfection, but practice, a continual process of connecting, listening, expressing, and growing. Practical tips for getting started. Slow down. Take a breath before responding, especially in heated moments. Practice observing without evaluating. State the facts, not your judgments. Build your feelings vocabulary. The more accurately you can name your emotions, the better. Identify needs, not strategies. Needs are universal. Strategies are specific ways to meet them. Make clear positive requests. Ask for what you want, not what you don't want. Listen for feelings and needs in others. Even when words sound harsh, look for what's alive in the other person. Be patient with yourself. NVC is a skill, not an instant fix. The ripple effect. As individuals practice NVC, the effects ripple outward. Relationships become more authentic. Teams collaborate more effectively. Communities become more resilient. It's not a magic formula, but a lifelong journey, one that can transform the way we relate, one conversation at a time. So what would happen if you approached your next tough conversation with curiosity instead of judgment? How might your relationships change if you listen for the needs beneath the words? Could the simple act of honest expression and deep empathy really bridge the gap between conflict and connection? Are you ready to experiment, not just with what you say, but with how you listen and understand? What if the next step toward a more compassionate world is as close as your next conversation? Thanks for exploring the art of nonviolent communication with BitBooks. What will you say differently starting today?